say hi. So my big plan to record while my child is sleeping has backfired because he is already up. But that's okay. These things happen. I've got my laptop here, so I should be able to see everyone's comments. Excellent. Alright, still bubbling. Okie dokie. Hello, Kathy. I'm using the most adorable. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Lynette. I am using the most adorable fabric today. I'm going to make a pouchel. One of my pouchels. I haven't made it in a while. But I'm doing it. I'm switching it up a little bit. How cute are the otters? They are, like, just too adorable. And so I decided that's what I wanted to do. Hello, everybody. The night owl mum. I am so not a night owl. I am like a morning person through and through. I wish I could do it at night because I could put my child to bed and then come do some stuff, but nope. Morning is for me. I've scheduled, so I'm going to start doing this thing where I schedule the lives so that everyone across the world can know how many minutes until I go live. Because I do understand that time zones can be tricky. I struggle with time zone stuff. What's the time? Technically, I've got 5 minutes, so let's chat before I start, because some people will actually show up at 5:30, and I don't want to have already started. So this fabric is part of this Inklings pre-order at the moment, and I absolutely love it. And I'm pairing it with Purple Frost Vinyl, which is that shiny pale purple, and my turquoise glitter vinyl, because I have plans. Such plans. I got a semi-industrial. Ooh. You painted it. That is so amazing. I need to repaint this. What I need to do is sand this area back, prime it, coat it, and then gloss the whole thing. Because it's all wearing off here. I knew it would. That's okay. I still want it to be pretty. So I am going to fix this soon. Maybe once I move house, I will go on hiatus and then we'll do a video on fixing it. Hello, everybody. So my child is awake. My big plan to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning has backfired a little bit because I guess he heard me getting my morning drink, which is healthy green tea flavored cold water stuff. I do have an update on the house situation, but I will do that in a separate video. Hello, USA. But not House 13, no. It's been very hard to find a house big enough, with a room big enough so that I can dedicate it to Seems Legit. It's been like a whole mission. There have been plenty of other houses suitable. We have gone to like 50-something inspections, nearly 60. It's been really tricky to find a house that has all the stuff we need. This one's not as yummy. It is, I don't know what it is. It does not taste, I think it's tropical, this flavor. It's not as good. My favorite in these is apple and blueberry or passion fruit. This one is the tropical. I mean, it's not bad, it's just not great. I also need to pick a zipper out of my stash. I have not yet done that. Because I can use any zipper color, I need to pick a tape. But that is a possibility because it's got the blue and then I'm pulling on all the colors. if that's long enough. That's an option. Oh, not quite. Misses by like half an inch. How annoying is that? House hunting sucks. Just spent 5 days in Texas helping my daughter look for houses. Yeah, it is quite a lot. And we've dragged Jesse to every single one. He's been a trooper about it, but still. Ooh, what about really dark blue with rainbow teeth? Hopefully it's beautiful and sunny. After I do this video, I've got to go out and visit my horse and check on his feet. Hopefully they're much, much better today and I can put him back in his big paddock. Okay, we're going with rainbow. Yeah, we're doing rainbow. Okay. So there will be, my child goes back to school on Monday in 2 days. So I'm basically going to spend this whole weekend prepping videos, and I'm going to try and smash out 2 a day so that you can see all the ideas I have with this fabric. I have cut out the Aphrodite. For those of you that are here all the time, I did a bag with spiders on it, and then the video accidentally got deleted. I have a sneaking suspicion my child was clicking buttons on my computer. Can't prove it. It was an accident. So I have cut it out in this fabric. But instead of using purple vinyl, I'm going to go with a blue. So it is cut out. I will be doing it soon. Probably not next. We'll see. Who knows? I'm also using my thin waterproof canvas as a lining so that I can market this as a makeup bag because I think it'll be cute. I'm also going to go back and start doing markets. This is another thing that has occurred in life. It's just occurred to me, I don't remember what seam allowance it is. So, with this bag, this is a lining piece that I've cut for the outside so that I could get all of them. And then I fussy cut the cute little one in the normal exterior size. So, if you ever forget, if you've got pieces like this and you forget what the seam allowance is, which is literally happening to me right now, put them like this, see how much overlaps, and then do half of that. So there's 1 inch overlapping, which means it's a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And that is how I do things when I forget, because unfortunately my brain can't remember everything ever. So we're going to take our 2 exterior pieces. This is also perfect design for Mother's Day gifts and for presents for like teenagers and stuff. I really want this lighter. I'm pretty sure it's getting flat. I don't know how long it'll last. Alright, so we're going to stitch, back stitch, get to the other end and back stitch. Also, I did get a new foot for those following along about that. I did find one in my stash. I have ordered 2 more to forever have them in my stash. They cop a real beating in this house. Did you set an alarm, Mother? This is adorable fabric. Lane, you are correct. And I love it. So the other thing that I thought about doing, and we might still do it on video, is this side. I want to write utterly fabulous because it's an otter and I love puns. It's like a thing. Love puns. They make me happy. So I'm thinking of doing utterly fabulous either in HTV. Well, it'll be HTV now because we're going to make the bag. But otherwise I could have also done it in embroidery. I've gone up to a size 4 stitch length and I'm using purple thread. I know I get this question a lot. I use bonded nylon, not bonded polyester. I don't like it as much. Also, when we get a new house, I also want to go on the hunt for thread that I can offer that where I get my stuff from doesn't have. So I want like a pale teal and I want a lilac and I want a nicer bright pink that matches the bubblegum. Have plans. I need to find a supplier first. Make sure you always backstitch. I'm also going to there will start being less videos because I have so many patterns that I am like in the process of doing. So I will do like a week or two of intense videos because you guys have missed out for a while. Then I'm going to back it off a bit, and I'm also going to start doing at least one video on my cylinder arm a fortnight. Because I love my cylinder arm, and I've potentially talked a lot of you into buying one. God, I love my green rulers. Love it. It's just like pretty things. I'm like a bowerbird. Got to have all the pretty things. So I'm going to draw a line 3/4 of an inch down. And I can tell you these measurements because this is my pattern. And because the way I'm doing this, you could also make this out of a fabric. It doesn't have to be vinyl because we are going to fold over the raw edge. So this is just like a fun little thing. If you want to do fabric, you would iron it, obviously. So I'm going to put the double-sided tape just along the edge. If this was fabric, I would iron it and not double-sided tape it. And when you would iron it during your prep, especially if we're going to bulk sew. I'd like to do some videos on bulk sewing as well, but I really just wanted to do a little video. I thought I had time, but my child's laying down in the dark on the couch, so hopefully he'll pop back to sleep. Alright. Morning, Anna. I know it's early morning. I do appreciate everybody that got up for this that's in Australia. I am very aware it's early. I was just trying to make sure that you guys could see some videos. Alright, so we're going to fold the edge down to the line like this. We're not folding 3/4 of an inch down. We're just folding to that line. By drawing the line, it's much easier to fold. And yes, I do want to get more of this in. What made me decide to turn to markets? In a nutshell, sales are down. I understand that there's an increase in mortgages and stuff, but sales are down, and my cupboard of bags is overflowing. They no longer all fit in the cupboard, which means they're not selling from the website, and that is probably mainly due to my terrible photo taking, because I always get told that the bags look so much better in person than in a photo. I do understand I suck at photos. I do keep trying to improve, but apparently not enough. So my cupboard is overflowing with bags, literally. They don't all fit anymore. So I thought a good way to get my name back out into Townsville and to sell all the bags is to do markets. The downside to this plan is before we moved up here, we threw out we didn't throw it out, we gave it away, all the market stuff. So now I get to go and buy it all again. But I'm having a plan to be super conscious about that. So I have bought, and when they get here, I'll do a video on them. And I'll do a mock setup so I can do a video on how I'm doing it for everyone. But I've got these clear kind of tiered things that hold wallets. They're specifically for wallets. I got 4 7-tier wallet holders for $80, which does sound like a lot, but it'll hold 28 wallets at any given time and give me more space on the table, because I will be probably taking a bunch of laser engraved stuff as well. So yeah, I'm doing markets again. Hopefully it'll just get down the stock. I won't be doing them weekly. I cannot keep up with that. But I'm thinking either fortnightly or find a monthly market. Alright, so now we're just going to line this up along the bottom edge and stick it down. And you can't tell me that is not the most adorable pairing of stuff. Oh, and it sparkles. Alright, we're still on a 4-stitch length, so we're just going to top stitch along the edge. I am going to back stitch out of habit. I love back stitching. Makes me happy. And then, so that we can treat this as a single piece, this might come undone later. So we are going to stitch, and I'm going to do a top stitch, so really close to the edge, all the way around. But yeah, so the main reason I'm doing markets is to actually move all the bag stock you guys watch me make, because there is a lot. Okay, so we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. See how it's gone a little bit crinkly here? We're going to fix that because I'm not living like that. Not living my life with crinkles. So if you clip every third or fourth stitch like this, I refuse to have it crinkly. It's not my jam at all. You can then come to the back, pull on this, and it will undo it all. Ta-da! If you pull it hard enough, it'll actually rip out all of the other bits too. Alright, better. I'm going to do it this way so that the feed dogs pull it through evenly. See? Problem solved. It is a soft, slightly stretchier vinyl, but I got it because it's cute for accents and it's cute for piping. Perfect for piping this stuff. Alright, another way to avoid that is to put another line of double-sided tape so it can't stretch and move. So if I put that along the bottom, this should work out much better. I don't know why I just cut that. See, I cut it out of habit. This is the terrible stuff. I will be stocking this for anyone in Australia that wants to know about the gloriousness of the ripping, tearing stuff. I have a shipment coming. It was supposed to show up Thursday. They lied and said they tried to deliver it and left a note. There is no note. It's a lie. And then I went yesterday and they were closed by the time I got there because they told me I had to wait till a certain time, but they didn't specify the time. So by the time I got there, the building was shut. So I rang them and I was very unhappy. So it's coming Monday. So we will have double-sided tape next week. Right. So the reason, for anyone that missed this at the very, very start, this is the official pattern for the exterior. This is a lining piece. But because I wanted to capture more of the otters, I think that's going to be really, really cute back to back. So only one side's pieced and one side's full. This is also really cool to add people's custom names or a saying or whatever. But this is just a lining size piece because they're the same size. Because we don't attach these, we put it on top. You can get away with being a lot more creative. And yes, I do have templates for this. Because if you do markets, this is a great lower price point, adorable thing to make. It's also good for teenagers, people that love to be organized, because essentially it is just a zipper pouch. Now, lay that down flat. So see how this one's not moving? It's because it's stuck down. See? Double-sided tape is your friend when you have stretchy, sticky, problematic stuff. Oh, it's so cute. I'm so happy. Alright, so now we just build it. So it's a pouch, but we do have a base. I like bases. You can actually also hack this to be a wristlet. I have made this as a wristlet for people before. Now, if you struggle with zippers, where is my zippers at? How's that for? I have really, really skinny, so skinnier than this. 1/8 of an inch. So for those of you that are getting wonky zippers, this stuff is amazing. Hello. So we just put it right at the edge because it's skinny enough that it won't pop out of the edge. Right? And yes, I will have this next week when it shows up. I was really hoping to have it this weekend, but can't win them all. I ripped it wrong. Whatever. So that's so within the seam allowance, you're never going to see it. But what it's going to do is... This feels like a promo for double-sided tape. It's just a really helpful freaking tool. That's all. Alright. So then you take the tape and don't stretch it. Whatever you do, don't pull on it as hard as possible. That is how you get ripples, by the way. Ta-da! I need some scissors to chop off the excess tape. Depending on how long this is, I will keep it. So that's big enough for a Tory pocket, that is. And then we just grab the other one and you can just lay it on top. You can clip it down. You can stick it down. You have options. Back to a joining stitch length. I wrote this as a beginner pattern and also as a handy thing to have. Right, then we're going to twist it around. I leave it connected. Fold back the top. And then we want to match the top stitching length down there because it looks nice when it's all the same. And notice you can't see the zipper tape. I'll have to do it when we get up close. You can't see, not the zipper tape, the sticky tape. So there is absolutely zero sign of the tape anyway, and my zipper isn't buckled at all. Probably could have used with it a 9. That's right. So we're going to fold this down. I'm just going to finger press this so that it stays where it's told. Like that. And then we can do the other side. So let's use... Yes, the zip was a good choice. I may not be good at photos. I am, however, good at random colour choices of stuff. I definitely excel there. I just really suck at photo taking, which sucks because that's how I sell bags. People buy it from a photo. So then we pick off the backing, maybe not. If it doesn't want to come up, just wipe it a few times with pressure with your finger. It'll heat the glue up and help it to stick better. Or it won't. Okay. So then we line the edge of the zip up. Stick her down. It's got a bubble there. And that is strong enough to hold it all by itself. Even though it's really, really skinny, it is quite strong. Alright, back to a joining stitch length. Now, if I was to make a bunch of these, which I do plan on doing, I would batch sew them. So I would cut out a whole bunch of different designs, but I would color match the thread. So I do at least 2 with purple thread, but not the same fabrics. And then I do, 4 or 5 with black, and work my way along like that. Yes, so this tape is sold by the Garner Sewing Room. She has it. And I will have it next week. For those who are in Australia. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of different thicknesses and everything. It's going to be wonderful. I have no idea where I think I'm hoarding it, but that's right. And backstitch. Ta-da! So that's one side. That's the other. We're getting there. I'm going to put my zipper on. I want this to be the front, and I want this to close over here. One side, other side. I actually don't use my zipper jig anymore, I have noticed. I don't even have it set up. Practice makes perfect, I guess. Okay, so now we need to stitch the sides, and you want to push the zipper to go down towards the lining like this. And where are my clips gone? I don't see them anymore. Oh, that was my whole laptop I just knocked into the bin. Good job, me. Thank you, Cindy. Look at you guys are on fire. Jessie, turn it down, please, honey. Oh. Alright. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the vinyl accent, line it up, clip it. Then add an extra one to the end. Then I'm going to come up to the edge, and I want to line up the two bits of fabric because these are the points people will notice, right? If the side seams off, it's noticeable. And now that you guys sew, if you guys go into like a bag shop, you will now notice it too. Right, so back to a joining stitch length, forward, back. I'm going to knock the tub, so we may as well get rid of it. Needle up, pivot, down the other side. And backstitch. That's one side. And so then you check, right? Beautifully lined up. If that's like out, oh, come on, turn through. Show me what we're trying to show. There we go, right? You want that to line up. That's a little detail that can make all the difference when people will or won't buy it, because if some people, like most sewers won't notice it, but it's the little details, right? Like this is a pretty quick pouch. I'm sewing this quite slowly so I can explain everything in depth, but this is a pretty quick pouch to sew. So it's the little details like that that will make them look so much more spectacular than the next guy. So again, I'm going to line that up, clip on it, next to it, then come up here, match up the vinyl with the fabric, more clips, join the ends, clips, and off we go. So this side will be thicker because this side's got the vinyl. Although I did interface this side with the Hefty, which is the Vinyline 1050F iron stuff. I always forget its official name. Done. Now before we go any further, I'm going to take, not those scissors, they're not sharp enough. Those ones cut paper. These ones. So I'm going to come into these corners, and I'm going to go in, and then out, and cut like a chunk out of the seam. This will help it to sit nicer when we turn it through later. I promise. We also want to cut down this bit because it'll make this easier to sew. This pattern, even though it's in vinyl, is actually domestic friendly. It's not very thick. There's not very many layers. So, now we've got this. I'm going to set the two side seams up like this, come out, pinch. That side's already got it because we've put the center. But the other side, we need to find the center. Like that. Then take our base. I went with the purple because it was thicker. Clip the center. Clip the center. You also want to clip the center of the sides. So the sides will be where the seam is. We won't have to clip it on the bag. It's already marked for us. Then, oh, I'm nearly going to lose that. This piece just keeps bouncing around my table. Stay. Okay, so we're going to put this inside with right sides together. Can you guys hear that screaming bird? That's a curlew. Happens all the time. Crazy little birds. Now, something that may help you if you're a beginner. Grab a ruler and a pen of any description and mark 1/2 inch in from the edge of the base because that's where we're going to start and stop our stitching. I can eyeball this, but just if you can't, I'm going to show you. Because again, this is like back to super basics and all the little tips that I sometimes forget to tell you. So we're going to start and stop stitching at these two marks. Oh, we can just move them. They're magnets. How's that? Is that better? The stitch happens now also comes in green and purple, by the way. I got excited and kept making stickers. I do love trimmy tails. I need to design more stickers, but I suck at digital design. It's a real problem. My sticker guy actually lives in Townsville, so I could get some done. Alright, so we're going to go 1/2 inch. We're going to start at our mark, and we're going to do 1/2 inch seam allowance. So we're going to stitch forward and back. The first side's always the easiest, by the way. I'll do the clipping in a minute. So we're going to clip something as well. So the center is the center seam. Funny about that. And then again, if you want to, grab your pen, mark your 1/2 inch. Doesn't matter how high you do that, just as long as it's done. I mean, like I said, I can eyeball it, but that's from years of practice of having to draw it. Eventually, it's like a muscle memory thing. I have a mate who is a diesel mechanic, and for the first 2 years of his apprenticeship, he had to use a torque wrench on everything to teach him how hard it felt to tighten stuff. And now he can just do it because he's practiced it so much. The same principle. Trim off all those tails just because they get in the way. So now what we're going to do, and I can do it from this side, we're going to cut and just snip the vinyl. These are not sharp enough. Hubby's going to have to sharpen my scissors again today. Trim it slightly on an angle, just a little one, up to but not through your stitches, right? The whole lot. This is going to help when we attach the sides. It's going to be less annoying. So we're going to do that to all 4 sections, which is why I did it now and not later. And again, if you're batch sewing, you do batch cutting. So now, let's see if I can get this on camera. When I grab, let's do this one. When I grab this, I can just pull this out maybe. This is really hard to do, so you can watch. And I'm just going to pull with my thumbs this to that center and see how that lines up on both sides with very little effort. Because I've trimmed it here, it gives it enough movement that I can just do that without effort. Then we're going to add some clips, because clips are everything. And I'm going to stitch it, contrary to what I always tell you, from the top or the bottom. It probably doesn't matter. Actually, let's do it from the bottom because that's what I teach you. So we're going to start at the 1/2 inch in, which is just the end of the other stitches, right? And so we're going to stitch and back stitch. And then get to the stitches and back stitch. Now that that's done, you can come along and just kind of hack off the vinyl in the corners because it'll help it sit nicer. We don't need it there anymore. Alright, hack it off. I'm not even doing it neatly. You don't have to be neat when you hack things. That's the whole reason I'm using the word hack. Alright, so other side. So I pull out and then I kind of pull it. So it's I kind of treat it the same way I treat a boxed corner. Pull my fingers in, pull it out, whack her down, good to go. Then we're just going to put the base in. And I'm going to do that in a second. After I hack off some corners. Actually, you can hack off that whole bit if you want. That's the outside done. Let's do the same to the inside. Linings are always quicker because they don't try and fight you as much, I find. So, center point here. Center point here. Fold it. Center point. We just do them because they're easier. Now we're going to turn this through the base. But because there's no zipper pocket, we can't just leave the base open all willy-nilly. So, I always like to try and do it first so that I remember. Actually, while it's out, you can also draw your lines like this. You can literally just, if you need to, if you're so new to sewing and you can't, and you don't have this plate that tells you your seam allowance, you can actually draw this all the way around. These are your seam allowance and your start-stop points. It'll do everything. Right? So now I've got every single line I need, and I don't need to have the base plate that has the measurements. So, the first thing we're going to do is line up that center, like so. And then we're going to just stitch, and I always like to do it first in case I forget, because it does happen. I do forget. Start there, we're going to stitch and back stitch, and we're going to do like 2 inches, and then we're going to stop. I eyeballed 2 inches. It's probably not a perfect 2 inches. It is not. It is 1 1/4 inch. Whatever. We just need a bit. Just do a chunk. And then same with the other side. So the bigger you leave the gap, the easier the bag is to turn. However, also, the trickier it is to close. 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. So we're going to line this up. I'm going to do all of this side. I will not be using clips because I have worked very hard not to need to. Doesn't mean I don't need clips, just not for this. So this side we're going to close entirely. But I always like to do it first because if you forget, you've got a backup one. If you forget to do it on your second one, then you have to unpick. And we all know how I feel about having to do that. I'm lazy. I don't like unpicking. So we're going to do that thing where we trim it. This one's thinner, so it should be easier for you. And then again with the sides. And then I've also also got this line here, so I can just stitch along the line. So if that's easier for you, don't be ashamed about it. If you can draw on your seam allowance and then just follow that line, you might find it's easier than needing to have to use so many clips. Very real option. Pull it out, lay it down. Like I said, the lining is always more flexible. Done. So now it's fabulous. You can, again, chop off these corners. Hello, Canada. Right, this just takes away some of the bulk. Put it in the bin. Don't throw it on the floor. And you just got to double handle it later. Alright, so this is my small little gap. The first thing I need to do is open my zipper. I did not open it before, deliberately, because a lot of people freak out about this. Put your finger in front of the zip. Now, if you don't have fingernails, use a quick unpick or scissors or whatever, right? And then pull. And then from there, the zipper should just pull in the opposite direction. Minimal effort, maximum result. Turn it through the hole. And then I'm going to put my hand in and push it all out. I'm going to get my turning stick in a minute because I love my turning stick. I was using it for an apron. I'm doing an apron pattern, by the way. Got talked into it. Alright, so we just poke out those corners. And poke out the corner. And the other corner. Run my stick along that seam. It's not bad. It will need a Tory squish, right? But you can see it'll stand up by itself. There's no seam in the bottom. It's obviously quicker to make them with a seam, but they also don't sit up by themselves as well, I have found. Okay, so now I'm going to push all these out. I know we're going to push them back in a minute, but it's going to help. Then I'm just going to grab edge to edge, tuck in the raw edges like that. I am going to put a tag in this seam because I forgot to put it in a side seam. Normally I would want to put it kind of here in a side seam, but we're going to put it in the bottom. It'll be fine. You just tuck it under. I don't want it directly in the center, that's weird. I'm just going to put it off to the side and stitch the bottom close. Shove your lining back into your bag. Oh, hello friends. So cool. Then we're going to take these corners and push them up. And again, they should line up all lovely. Boom. How cute is that? Stands up by itself. It does still need a Tory squish. So I'm going to roll it in my fingers and then violently shake it. If you can't do that for whatever reason, you can use these, right? So you roll it to the edge and then you just grab these, use two hands and squish. And it does do the same thing. So see how that's now nice. So this is one of my patterns. I like doing my patterns on video, mainly because I can give away a lot more information than I can with other people's. Alright, so you can just, if you can't violently manhandle it, you can instead just use these pliers to squish it. They are so handy. I love these things. We're going to do the short side as well. Just while we're here. Tory squish can make your bag from homemade to handmade. So homemade, you look at it and be like, oh, did your mum make that? Handmade looks fancy, and it's just these little details that I've been through that makes the world of difference. Like, this is just a zipper bag, right? Nothing fantastic. It is just a very basic zipper pouch. But look at the Tory Squish now. Look at how nice it sits. It stands up by itself. There's not a lot of interfacing. This vinyl's not even that thick. Beautiful. Utterly fabulous. I do really want to do an iron-on decal. I have so much of it, but nothing's set up. So it might have to be an off-camera moment. But the fabric is adorable. I did fussy cut both these pieces because it is a smaller item. Fussy cutting does waste more fabric, but it also looks so much better, right? So I've got both the otters, and then I know he's the same on both sides. I could have picked the other one, so there is another one. Where's the fabric? Ugh. Yoink! I will show you. So here's my slab of fabric. I could have also fussy cut this guy onto the back because that would have been a perfect size. So it just depends on your price point. You don't want to be like going too crazy if you're selling these for crazy cheap. On the other hand, if you are going to fussy cut them, charge more. You use more fabric. Fair is fair. Oh, it's so cute though. So this one I paired with these colors. The next time you see this fabric, I've still got to cut some more. I really want to do a baby bag out of it. I think it would be like the cutest thing ever. However, I've already cut the bunnies in a baby bag, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to just see me make the same bag over and over and over. But it would be so cute. So cute. But yeah, so the otters is adorable, and there's like a couple of different ones. Like I could have got him in full instead of in part, laying across the center of the bag, also would have been adorable. Whatever's going, right? Simple, effective, very cute gift. You could put embroidery or HTV or an iron-on transfer. That keeps coming up as an ad in my Facebook that you can get like custom transfers. So that would also be cool. Go for it, we don't care. The baby bags are going to be adorable. But yeah, so that's that all done. It only took 47 minutes, even with me slow sewing and chatting and everything. So this is like a good day project. If you just feel like sewing and you've lost your sojo, get super creative with scraps. This is also good for scraps, by the way. Yeah, get super creative with scraps and make this. Because I have the templates. Templates, I do understand aren't cheap, but worth it. And the reason I'm telling you this is because these pieces here are only that big, right? So if you've got a random piece left over, so you cut one that way and then one reversed. Grip stickers are also amazing, but anyway, there's a problem for a different day. This is really good if you've got a random scrap that you don't want to throw out, but it's not really big enough to do anything with. It's a good size. Like, it's not too big, not too small. Adorable. If you want to, you can leave this piece off because it's just an add-on on top. You can take this away and just have it half and half. Although I do think it does give something extra. You could also just put this on just this side. So this one's got two, and then this one's got two. So you could just have 1, 2, not this. And then this side, have that and that. So that this vinyl and this vinyl would be the same color. There's a lot that you can do and get really creative with this pattern. You could do this and then add a fringing layer like my fringed wristlet bag. You could just have fringing hanging off the top. That would also be cool. You could use it as scraps, but you could do leather, 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 all the same color, but just with the cute different colored stitching, and then have the fringing hanging down. So many ideas. I almost want to run a I want to do a swapsy. My brain keeps doing this. I know. I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. I know there's always like people that bail out and don't hold up to their Swapsy deal, but I really want to run another Swapsy, and I really just want to do like something cute and little and fun so that even beginners can run it, like, and be in it, and it'd be fun. It's probably going to happen. We all know it to be true. I might need some volunteers to help me like manage it though. But I just like a fun little Swapsy with pouches. We can get really, really creative. So it's either going to be a Swapsy or I'll run a competition and show me the most creative thing you can do with this pattern. Don't know. But I do love templates. Templates are my jam. I know this is not a good time in my life right now to be going, let's do a Swapsy. And yet. All right, everybody, please subscribe to my channel. I always forget to say this, so I'm going to say it now. Make sure you are subscribed to me. It will help with notifications when I put up new videos. Also, like the video. I'm not sure what it does, but apparently it does help. I can see that 24 of you have liked it, and there's 79 of you people here right now. So if you could all give it a like, I think it helps with the algorithm or something. I'm not 100% sure how it works. But I am, oh, see, I already got 3 in that 2 seconds. And if you have Facebook, come join my Facebook group because I chat a lot in there. Like I'm constantly posting and keeping you updated and stuff like that. Yes. And if you are part of my membership program on YouTube, when I move house, you will get the video first of me organizing and doing my room. I'm thinking I might set up a camera in the corner and then speed through it, and you guys get to see it all first. That's definitely something that is going to happen. But there you go. Mum just put the group for Facebook if you'd like to join. Thank you for everyone that has just liked. We are already up to 48. That is amazing. I do very much appreciate all of your support. So long as you guys are here and supporting, I will continue videoing. That's how this works. So the more likes and stuff I get, the more videos I do, because once it all drops off and people start liking it, it means that it's not being effective and you don't need me anymore. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and have some breakfast, but thank you all for popping in. The pouch is adorable, right? Both sides are adorable. I made sure that it's awesome all the way around. Worth it. All right, guys, bye.